I'm going to tell you about the experience we had this day in this wonderful place which is named the Petersen Car Museum. I would lie to you greatly to say that this is my first time in this great place, since I have been fortunate to attend many times before to be able to see specific cars that are on display. The incredible thing about this place is that many of the exhibitions or cars shown here vary in the seasons of the year, so returning to this museum will guarantee that you will see a new car that you may not know. The adventure begins on the third floor of the museum, where the most conical cars of some movies receive to marvel at you because they are very recognized cars in large film productions. I know that people who are car lovers and movie lovers have a good record of the cars that are exposed here. The third floor of this museum has some elements that mention the origin of the automotive industry and have some examples of some engines and some tires of some cars that were the pioneers in the automotive industry. I must also mention that I liked the Transformers collection a lot, since I am a big fan of the saga since I was a child. However, also in the other one that was used in the Christine's movie was one of which my attention was totally stolen, since this cult movie of the 80s is also in one of my favorites. But without a doubt the Batman car, the famous Batmobile, took the first place of everyone, since watching this car live is a very unique experience to live. On the day of our visit, we also found some cars that anyone who has been in contact with the cinema of the 80s and 90s can easily recognize, such as the famous for Mustang 1967 Eleanor from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, which was driven by Nicolas Cage in the final scene of the film, mostly in the city of San Pedro and Long Beach in California. The Petersen Automotive Museum is located on Wilshire Boulevard along Museum Row in the Miracle Mile neighborhood of Los Angeles. One of the world's largest automotive museums. Plan to spend 3 to 5 hours at the Petersen Automotive Museum. The museum's regular features take up 3 floors. Staff encourage guests to start on the 3rd floor and work down to the 1st floor. Rated the #1 automotive museum in the world, the Petersen Automotive Museum is dedicated to the exploration and presentation of the automobile and its impact on global life and culture. The museum features 25 galleries with more than 350 vehicles on display between the main floors and exclusive vault. Visitors can immerse themselves in the 1,000s of stories on display in the museum. Founded on June 11, 1994, by magazine publisher Robert E. Petersen and his wife Margie, the $40 million Petersen Automotive Museum is owned and operated by the Petersen Automotive Museum Foundation. The museum was originally located within the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County, and later moved to a historic department store designed by Welton Beckett. Opened in 1962, the building first served as a short-lived U.S. branch of Cebu department stores, before operating as an Orbaka's department store from 1965 to 1986. 6 years after Orbaka's closed, Robert Petersen selected the largely windowless site as an ideal space for a museum, allowing artifacts to be displayed without harmful exposure to direct sunlight. The museum has over 100 vehicles on display in its 25 galleries. The remaining half is kept in a vault on the building's basement level. Age restrictions and an admission premium are in effect to view the vault collection. The ground floor focuses on automotive artistry, showcasing an array of extravagant automobiles. The second floor is principally concerned with industrial engineering, including design, performance, and a collection of interactive teaching exhibits. Special displays on the industry floor cover racing, motorcycles, hot rods and customs. The third floor chronicles the history of the automobile, with an emphasis on the car culture of Southern California. In 1994 by Robert E. Petersen and Margie Petersen, the Petersen Automotive Museum houses one of the most diverse and world-renowned collections of important vehicles ever assembled. aligning with the museum's mission to explore and present the history of the automobile and its impact on global life and culture. Using Los Angeles as the prime example, the vehicles in the Petersen collection highlight key technological developments, important styling innovations, and iconic cultural moments in automotive history. With vehicles drawn from domestic and international manufacturers alike, as well as an extensive collection of archival materials, artwork, and automotive ephemera, the Petersen's permanent holdings offer a uniquely comprehensive portrait of the automotive world. This exhibition brings together a sampling of the most spectacular and evocative vehicles in the Petersen's permanent collection. Stretching from the brass era to the modern day, these lovingly preserved masterpieces rank at the apex of desirability in the collector car world. A combination of outstanding craftsmanship, excellent performance, boldly attractive styling, and extreme rarity has earned these archetypes of automotive excellence high esteem among automotive aficionados and non-enthusiasts alike. Presented here as a cohesive collection, these exclusive vehicles offer a unique glimpse into the many facets of our rich automotive heritage. Since the advent of the motion picture, automobiles have been prominently featured on screen, serving not just to transport characters from one place to another but also to reveal aspects of the characters' personalities and serve as important plot devices. In many cases, a stock model is suitable for a movie or television series, but sometimes modifications to production vehicles are needed to create a memorable automotive co-star. The modifications can be as simple as a decorative paint job that gives a vehicle a distinctive look to suit its role, or more extreme, such as customizing one model to appear to be another car entirely. Sometimes on-screen automobiles are modified for better performance. Action movie cars can have weapons added, and sci-fi vehicles often feature futuristic elements that anchor them in another time. Whatever the level of customization, the alterations made to movie and television cars help create the automotive characters that serve alongside the human actors and aid in establishing the world in which the story takes place. (1981–83) DeLorean DMC-12 Time Machine. Driven in Back to the Future Part 2, and Back to the Future Part 3. When writer, director Robert Zemeckis and co-writer Bob Gale were developing Back to the Future, the stainless steel DeLorean was cast as the Time Machine, in part because its gull-wing doors made it look like an alien spaceship. Over the course of two sequels, the Time Machine emerged as a character of its own, undergoing progressive transformation as a result of its time travel experiences. Of the three visually distinct vehicles created for the trilogy, this is the only example to appear in all three films. Some of the museum's exhibits have included an extensive Porsche exhibit, including one of only two 1939 Porsche 64s in existence. An exhibit on the history of the Japanese automotive industry, with many cars on view from Japanese collections. An exhibit on powered children's race cars. A year-long exhibit to mark the 75th anniversary of carmaker Porsche. The museum's collection of vehicles includes the NASCAR Herbie Volkswagen Beetle used during filming of Herbie, fully loaded. Suki's hot pink Honda S2000 from Too Fast, Too Furious. Lightning McQueen from Disney Pixar's Cars franchise, film series. A 1964 Chevrolet Impala lowrider owned by Jesse Valadez, known as Gypsy Rose. A 1967 Ford GT40 Mk3. A 1956 Jaguar XKSS formerly owned by Steve McQueen. A 2011 Ford Fiesta from Ken Block's Gymkhana 3. A 1992 Batmobile from Batman Returns. A 2001 Honda S2000 used in Too Fast, Too Furious. A Ferrari 308 GTS used by Tom Selleck in Magnum, P.I. A de Tomaso Pantera which belonged to Elvis Presley. One of the DeLorean time machines from Back to the Future. Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder from Star Wars. The Plymouth XNR built by Gotham Garage on Car Masters, Rust to Riches. The Corwin Getaway, a compact mid-engine car designed by photographer Cliff Hall that debuted at the 1970 LA Auto Show. A 1998 Cadillac Popemobile. A 1978 Mercedes-Benz 600 Landaulet used by Saddam Hussein. An armored 1988 Mercedes-Benz SEL used to transport Ferdinand Marcos during his rule.